Good morning, Sleek Geeks. This is your fearless leader here. Happy Wednesday. At Sleek Geek, it is Recipe Wednesday. If you're one of our newsletter subscribers, you would have just received our latest recipes. Welcome to Live at 7 with Ilan. I am the founder of Sleek Geek. It's a health and fitness community. If you are new to this page, and our mission and vision in life is to help 1 million people live a better quality life through health. What we want to do is we want to make homes, schools, and workplaces healthier places to be, places that enable vitality instead of disable it. That's our mission in life. I see I've got a few people watching. We'll wait for a couple more people to show up before we get into it. If you are catching the replay of this video, welcome, and you don't need to watch me greeting people, etc. You can obviously just skip forward a little bit to the main content. Today I'm talking about the concept of eating to 80% full to lose weight. It's just one of the really powerful mindfulness eating tools that you can use to slow down your consumption. Because guys, one of the fundamentals of weight loss, I don't care what you've read, on a science basis, one of the fundamentals of weight loss is that you need to reduce your overall consumption in order to lose weight. I see Sandy McKenzie's there, Reza de Grief, Lindsay Hartman-Mackay, Robin Black. Good morning, everyone. Hope you've had a great, powerful start to the day. I hope you have an inspired day. So this eating to 80% full is a concept that a lot of people struggle with. And the problem, or the reason why, is because if you come from my generation, you've always been taught that, there's starving children in Ethiopia. And, you have to finish your plate, no matter what's on your plate. You all know, you've seen it with kids, you don't get dessert until you finish your plate. It's what kids are taught. And I think by the same token, adults, obviously you don't want to throw away food. So I'm not suggesting you throw away food, but I am suggesting that you stop at 80% full. And that is what I'm going to go into today and hopefully help you understand better. Now, guys, I'm using a new software to deliver this video. It allows me to schedule things live. So because I'm testing it out today, if someone could make a comment, that would be great. Just say hi, because I obviously want to see if that comes up on my dashboard here. So anyway, I'm going to get into it. So what I wanted to teach you today was about eating to 80% full. Now, I'll start by saying that this concept is nothing new. The Japanese, for example, have got a practice called harahashi-bu, and that simply means to regulate appetite and avoid overeating, without the need to count calories. And it refers to their cultural tendency. It's a Confucian teaching to eat until only about 80% full. And it's believed to be an important factor in the attributed mindfulness and longevity of the Japanese population. Interestingly enough, some sort of calorie restriction practice is common throughout a variety of different cultures. So in the Ayurvedic tradition, they eat until about 75% full. In the Islamic Quran guideline, excessive eating is a sin. The Prophet Muhammad describes a full belly as 1/3 food, 1/3 liquid, and 1/3 air. So that's about 2/3 full. There's a German expression which is translated to tie off the sack before it gets completely full. And there's a French expression, I have no more hunger, as opposed to saying I'm full. So as you can see, this concept of not eating until you're stuffed, I see Kim said, hi, I can see the comment. Thanks, Kim. This comment of not eating until you're absolutely stuffed is very powerful. And it's hard for people because if you think about how you eat. It's a thing that people generally eat until they are full. Now, when you consider that there is a disconnect between your brain and your stomach, and guys, this is not an old wives' tale, it's not a myth. there is literally a 20 minutes delay between what you're thinking around your hunger and what's actually going on in your stomach, in your system. So even when you don't yet feel full, you could possibly be full. So can you see on a logical basis that by the time you are full or stuffed, it is already too late? So the whole idea is by eating to 80% full, what you're trying to do is you're trying to say, okay, I know I don't feel 100% full yet, but I'm probably 100% full in my stomach. And that is the sweet spot that we want you to achieve while eating. So you can think about it this way. You just want to eat so that you don't eat until you're absolutely full. That's your first goal. That is one way that you can start to practice this habit. Now you might say, oh, does that mean that every meal I should take 20% of my plate and throw it away, put it in the bin? No, I'm not saying that at all. You could use it as leftovers. I'm not saying you should leave anything on your plate. What I'm saying is you should practice this habit so that you end up recalibrating, okay? Because you have in your mind what you think you need to be full. Let's just take this as this is a silly example, but let's say it's Sunday morning, you feel like a treat, you don't normally eat bread, you want to have some toast with butter and peanut butter or whatever it is. Your brain tells you you're going to need 2 or 3 slices of toast with butter and peanut butter in order to be full. But, maybe you only need 2 slices, not 3 slices, or maybe you only need 1 slice. So the whole idea is to start by recalibrating how much you make and recalibrating how much you dish up. So that ultimately the end result of this is going to be, and you could even try smaller plates, the end result of this is going to be that when you normally dish up a portion for yourself, you're going to dish up probably about 20% less than normal. And the great thing about it is if you eat slowly, which is another mindfulness eating tool that we teach at Sleekgeek, it is going to be enough. Now there's another tool or mantra that I can teach you here, which I believe will help you practice eating to 80% full. And that is that you just need to know that you can always go back and get more if you are not satiated. So I would prefer in practicing this habit or method that what you do is rather dish up a little bit less, eat it slowly and see how you feel, and you can always go back for more. Because I think human beings have an easier time with that than leaving a whole bunch of food on their plate. While you're practicing, it's fine to leave some food on the plate. If you're in a restaurant, take it home in a doggy bag. If you're at home, most foods really lend themselves towards leftovers. If it's a dinner, it's a great strategy to have some extra food to take for lunch to work the next day. So there are many applications for having a bit of leftovers. But what you want to do is you want to try and find that sweet spot. But finding that sweet spot takes practice. It's not going to happen on your first meal. Like any skill that you learn, eating to 80% full is a skill that you need to practice, and you're not going to get it bang on every time. But what you really want to do is you want to avoid eating till you feel really full. And the other thing that you want to do is you want to avoid going for seconds until you've just sat with it for a while and paused. Because as I said, there is that delay between your brain and your stomach. So if you've dished up less and you've finished your food and now you're thinking, geez, I want more, I'd say wait a few minutes. Wait a few minutes, maybe have a glass of water, see if you feel the same way. And then if you feel like you want more, ask yourself, do I want more just because it's so tasty and moreish, or really internalize, tap into yourself and say, do I want more because I'm actually hungry? Now, I found with myself, 90% of the time when I want more, it's not because I'm actually hungry. It's just because it was so tasty and so moreish. Now, that is what you want to avoid, because that is what is called overeating. That is the definition of overeating. You're eating more than what is necessary. Now, a perfect example of this is braai, for example, because, my girlfriend and I think she still might be watching, we braai typically on a Sunday, and I find that once I've had my piece of steak or my buri and whatever it is, and there's a whole tray of buri left specifically, or even steak, I'm thinking, I'd like more of that. Boerewors, especially for me, and I'll go have an extra piece or two of boerewors, which I didn't need to eat. I just ate it because it's so yummy. Now, that's fine in certain circumstances. I'm not saying that you can't overeat in certain circumstances. But what I'm saying is you should understand things for what they are. At least I acknowledge to myself in that moment that I'm getting more purely out of a want and not out of a need. I'm getting more not because I'm actually hungry. I'm getting more because it's tasty. And that's emotional eating in a nutshell. So essentially, I'm just saying become really aware with your satiety. Become really aware with whether you're full or not. And this tool is really going to help you. And when you combine this tool of eating to 80% with the tool of eating slowly, together they are very powerful. Now, why am I teaching you this? Or why at the Sleekgeek Coaching Program or at Sleekgeek do we teach this principle? And the reason is this. There are many methods to reduce your consumption. One, for example, is calorie counting. But I don't believe that human beings were put on earth to count and weigh every piece of food that they put into their mouth. I just don't think that that is a sustainable lifestyle for people. It's certainly not something I want to do, and I've done it in the past. It's not fun. I prefer what we call intuitive eating. And these are just mindfulness tools that form part of intuitive eating. So the goal of weight loss or weight maintenance is to reduce your overall consumption. And as I said, there's many different ways to do that. You can do that through calorie counting. Some people do that through intermittent fasting, having like windows where they eat and periods where they fast. Why would I want to do that? So I just find eating slowly to 80% full and eating only when I'm hungry, or mostly when I'm hungry, those are really powerful tools that help me restrict my consumption without having to count food and do mathematics and worry about macros. Guys, life is busy, and, we have social engagements, and we can't control every environment. We go to restaurants, we go to friends. A lot of you guys will have families. In your families, I'm sure your partners, your kids might have different eating preferences. Not everyone is trying to watch their weight necessarily in your family circle. So you need tools in your life that are practical. And what I love about these tools like eating to 80% full or eating slow is they can be applied anywhere. Okay, you can't always take your scale with you. And I'm sorry, but eyeballing food and trying to estimate, people always get it wrong. So, we also do a portion control system using your hand. We teach that too because your hand is important, but I'm not going to get into that today. It's just another way that you can get some kind of visual idea of, whether your portion size is on point or not. But failing all of those kind of measurement things, if you eat slowly to 80% full, that I promise you is going to help you. It's really going to help you reduce your overall consumption. And that is what the goal is when you want to lose weight. If you are not losing weight, if you are stuck, then 99.9% chance that you are not aware of it, you think you're doing everything right, but somewhere along the line you are underestimating and you are over consuming the amount of calories that your body needs. Now, I say your body because everybody is different. Unfortunately, some people are more efficient. I've got a sluggish body, and that's just the fact. Some people are very efficient. That's why some people can eat so much more and not put on weight. Maybe they also just have a much higher level of activity. But the point is that this is specific to you. And if you're not losing weight, there's a 99.9% chance that you are over-consuming for your body. Despite all the things you might think about your body being broken, that's generally the case. So eating slowly to 80% full is going to help you with that. Anyway, I hope that this video has been useful to you. I hope that you go and maybe apply it today. Go and try it out when you're eating your meals today. Try and find that sweet spot between being full or stuffed and still being hungry. Find that midpoint. And when you hit that midpoint, stop. Don't just eat for the sake of eating. I know it's hard. Nobody wants to leave leftovers. Perhaps give your leftovers to a bigger, take them home, whatever it is. Like, as you get better and better and better at recalibrating this for yourself, you will start to have no leftovers because you will dish up less, etc., etc., etc. So by no means is the aim just to leave 20% on your plate at every meal. That might be what happens in the beginning while you're practicing. But the end goal is for that not to be the case. Anyway, in the comments of this video, I've posted a link to an article on the Sleekgeek website about eating to 80% full. So you can click on that link and you can obviously then consume all of this information and more detail around it at leisure. And you can have that as a resource. It is part of the Sleekgeek Nutrition Guide. It is one of the tools that we teach. You can also click around the nutrition guide from there and see how we assemble all of these habits into a doable and a sustainable lifestyle for you to lose and maintain a healthy weight. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed my video. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said in the beginning of my video, Sleekgeek is a health community. It's a health revolution. It's a community of support. And our mission is to help people live a better life through health. We want to help 1 million people. We want to make homes, schools, and workplaces healthier places to be. We want to help you live your best life. And I've learned in the experience of my life from being a corporate, overweight, chain smoking, lazy person who didn't really sleep. I learned in my life about 7 years ago that life is just better when you're healthy. When you are healthy, you are better at everything in life. You are a better parent, you are a better partner, you are a better worker, you are just overall a better human, and health generally starts with good nutrition. So that's where we'd like to help you. Anyway, thank you. I'm going to be live on weekdays at 7 a.m. every day. I'll try and stick to that commitment. So you can find me here at 7 a.m. If you like my videos, I think somewhere in the top corner, if you're watching the expanded, if you click on the video and you see the large version, in the top corner, I think there's something that looks like a little bell or an alarm clock. It's for notifications. You can click on that. Or somewhere up at the top there, there'll be, or click on the 3 dots. You should have an option to follow my videos to get notifications when I go live, so that when I do go live, you will get a notification in Facebook and you can come and join me. If you found this video helpful, if you find it useful, if you think it's going to be useful and help somebody else, please do me a favor and share this onto your feed or into any environment that you think people need it. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. I'm going to get into some work. Lindsay says, thanks, Ilan. Lindsay, it is an absolute pleasure. I hope that you took some learning away from that. That is why I do these videos. My aim is to teach and to coach people to live a better life. Anyway, have a beautiful day. I will see you guys tomorrow.